Pasha Pabo, YNet7. Thank you for tuning. No replay. Big boy P.E.P for my peeps. So glad you're here. This is the time for many things to benefit you. All right. So, all right, here's the deal today, right? So, I titled this the Big Play Update because you remember we were in the middle of the big play, and with SENS and SENS for those that haven't been following us, TRXC, TRXC, and we picked up TMDI shortly after, stuff like that, right? Then the whole internet, GameStop, broker bugginess happened, and we hit the button for a minute, right? The abort button on the project. So then rewind to a week ago. We jumped back in Monday. Now, in the success of our abort of the positions we had, right? Then we were at this level of shares, like let's say 2,000 or 2,500 or something, because we were able to catch it and allow the stock to double. We sold half, then we bought back in some more on the dip, right? Okay, so now for those that aren't up to speed, that's kind of where we're at. So then we bought in to it at maybe like half the overall positions that we were at. It was still kind of Monday last week was still kind of, what's going to happen. We were it looked good, solid most of the day. So we went ahead and re-entered the latter part of the day and let it ride for the rest of the week. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on what we're working with here. And today was a good day. So what we did is we did a little over 26. It was about 26.80 something when it was all said and done. And here's the look. I mean, these are all stocks. I don't mind sharing this with you because everything on this list is stocks that I've shared with you in the last 4 to 6 weeks, if not more recent than that. So if you aren't paying attention to them on your own, I mean, the opportunity has been given to you. But none of these are anything new, except for the one at the bottom, CPSH, which was I just talked to you guys about yesterday. And for clarity, I got a whole list of stocks here I was going through yesterday. I had about 20 stocks on my mind, and there was too many R's and T's and I's and L's, and I got them a little bit mixed up. So when I was talking to you guys yesterday, I was talking to you, showing you the chart for what's going to be called refill, right? RFIL. But I was thinking, because of the name refill, I don't know what I was thinking. That was my first video in a while. So not to make excuses, but getting back into the swing of things, I guess I was out there, right? So basically the deal with that is I was thinking pharmaceutical because the call letters are refill, right? But in reality, RFIL is actually optical cable, right? Fiber optic cable company, right? Which is why I was looking at that, is because with all the technology and all this stuff upgrading in cars and 5G and all this stuff, it's a great time. And you saw where the chart was with that. So you see the curvature. It would be, look into that for yourself. Now, RTI, right, is actually and then the irony with that is that the company is called Retractable Technologies Inc. So it's RTI for short, right? However, their stock call is RTI RVP. So RVP as in Robert Victor Paul. Okay. So if you look here, we have their chart showing what it actually looks like. So it's at 19.22 a share, right? And then lost 30 cent or so in the post market. Now, 19.22 may seem a little high for what we've been talking about, but again, with the upward movement and need for needles and stuff due to all this testing, you can see here into January, right? It was at $11.80, and now it's at even after it dropped a little bit, it's at $18.91. So I was looking at that yesterday, and I was thinking about bringing it to you in like a more in-depth review, but I didn't select that for yesterday's video. But then I mentioned RTI because the name of the company for short is RTI, but the stock letters is RVP. So excuse the confusion. You got a 2-for-1 there, because you got the chart for refill, which is actually not related to pharmaceuticals. It's fiber optic cables, which look into that. And then you got mentioned RTI, but if you did a research for it, you would have found RTI the company with needles, not RTI the call letters on the stock. So now that that's all clear, look into them. The refills at let's see where they're at right now. They are at 621. So they're up 4 cents on the day. No activity on the post market currently. Okay. Now I like this, like I said, because of the recent upward push towards it here, right? If we look at the chart, we have a dip, it bounced, it's come up, and I'm looking to see if it can actually get into this yellow area here. So we got to get above 639 and hold that position, and we'll be good to go to 758. And then next stop would be, I'm looking at $10. All right. And in the past, this was the stock that, you can see that it had some time recently here back in 2019 where it was at $8 and change. So you're looking at a $2 potential upward motion if it can get going here with that. All right, so let's get back to the play. Okay. So what we have is FRSX, right? So it was up. We already know what the deal is with them. Just hang on for the ride. So it was up 78 cents on the day. It's dropped or gave back 8 cents of that. Looking at Dare was up 9 cents. It's up another penny in the post market. So if you haven't looked into them, look into them. We caught a huge upswing on that. Torchlight. Now this one was a wild ride, but I don't know. There wasn't really. Okay, so here's some news on it from an hour ago. It's Torchlight Energy Resources entered an agreement for issuance and sale underwritten. So they have 20 million shares being offered. And then what was the offer amount? It doesn't say. This particular article doesn't say. So, but anyway, there was some interesting moves with Torch in the pre-market. It hit a high of $1.71, and basically dropped all the way to 128. So that was a 50-cent swing in the pre-market there. And let's see here. So what else we got going on? We got SENS, of course. And that was sitting at plus 69, and then it's up another 3 cents in the post hours. TRXC was up 65 cents. Okay, so you're seeing that these are now moving back in the direction that we anticipated, right? Now it was up TRXC was up 65% during the day. It's dropped a penny in the after hours. Now NSPR, huge 40-cent move, right? And it's up another 4 cents in the post market. So that was a huge move for it, catapulting it over $1 a share. So TMDI, Titan Medical, 21 cents. It's up another 3 cents in the after hours. And this, so what I'm wanting you guys to see is that, well, one, a lot of this would be, a good bit of these would all be double if we never sold, right? But then also at the same time, we would have took a hit on just about every one of these if we hadn't sold, because all of them dipped and we caught them, after they secured themselves on the way back up. So what I'm getting at is these were well researched, and we know what these companies are going to do, right, in the long term. So if you missed a few episodes of the video, I just want to catch you up to speed. We're back on the big play, so to speak. Like I told you, we was pulling out to watch what the market did, what in the world happened and stuff like that. And we've been back in since last Monday, and it's been rolling. We did about a total of about 1,900 last week total, and we basically hit 27 today alone. So now VEON is really really interesting, because if you're not up on VEON, then check out the video I did on that one, right? And get familiar with it, because I did the full company breakdown, so to speak, and why I thought they were going to be huge. And here goes some recent news for them that actually took place back on February 3rd, but this is actually part of what the rise was, so to speak. If we go back to the 3rd, which was here, it basically went from a low that day of 162 to the high of 170. So it's not a huge move, but if you go back to the 29th, you're looking at a total climb of about 13 cents. That's after it dropped from 190 when we were, I think it was like 190, 180 when we first started talking about it. It was like 180 something. And then it dipped into this channel, came back up. So as long as it's moving this way. But anyway, what happened was this deal here. Not to say that this is major movement, but I think this is huge. So VEON, MasterCard team up to boost digital financial services in key markets. So remember, I was telling you how we looking at Square Pay, and how all the merchants and stuff use, there's not all of them, but like a lot of the merchants in the outlying areas outside the city, they use their lifeline is their cell phone, because they can accept payments, they can do trades, all kinds of stuff. And when I say trades, I mean more so like as a small business, without having to worry about having cash or making it to the bank, etc., like that, right? So what this is a deal that's saying that they're partnered up with MasterCard as of last Wednesday for strategic global partnership, because they can say global because they they're covering half the globe, really, if you look at everything between like Europe and China, including Russia and parts of Africa. I mean, they got half the globe. So the partnership, which expands a previous collaboration between the companies that began May of 2020. Remember, although they're like the what did we say they were, ninth, 12th, something like that, largest phone conglomerate system or whatever, they're like just getting started. And they've been around for a long time, but they're just getting started. Like, we're on 5G, they're just boosting 4G in their area, in their region, because that's the newest technology that's affordable. You see what I'm saying? So this is gonna be huge. This is gonna be huge. And if you missed that video, make sure you pay attention to this company. They're still in the dollar region. Even if it go up or down a little bit, I can't tell you to buy it. I'm not a professional. I'm just sharing my logbook with you. And I wanted to take today to give you guys an overall recap, because I know I took last week off from giving you content. And in the afterthought, I was like, what I was thinking last week was, well, I'm not doing nothing that I didn't already tell you about. So, and there wasn't really nothing hugely major. I mean, there was some, when you mixed everything up, some was plus, some was minus. You might have a $400 day here, almost $500 day there. Then Friday was like 700, whatever was in the middle there. So we finished the week at like 18. It wasn't, oh, let me tell you about you know what I mean? So it was relatively that nice pace. You're making gold every day, and this is what it was. But I wanted to share with you how the play was reintroduced, because that was like the last big ticket item we had, was that play, and it was really working well before the sputtering. So just to let you know, you're back in at about half the shares. That way you had some protection, and it's still doing well. So these picks, these stocks are going to be, I would say, long-term, really good performers. Again, look at the VEON, because this MasterCard deal is just showing you the direction they're going and what that region needs, right? So, and then about TNXP. Let me see what they're at right now. So they were up 28 cents on the day, and they're up another 17 cents in the post market. So CPSH was what we went over yesterday, right? And that one actually went down $2.16 on the day. I did grab a very small position of like 25 shares just as an entry, and then I was busy, so I didn't really get to pay much attention. But I just wanted to have some of them, because I think this is going to be big, but I didn't want to buy in a large amount because I wasn't sure where the floor was going to be at. I expected it to drop, and hey, 25, 30, 40 bucks minus is not a bad day with this stock, because I think it's gonna go up more, and once I get to see where the bottom is, I can buy in some more on the way up. So maybe work our way up to like 100 shares just to have around for a little bit, because it's going to be huge. That's going to be the pickaxe for like the next decade. But the thing is, since it's already at $20, it still kind of falls into the criteria of where I don't want to have like 1,000 of them, because like, you know what I mean? But let's get some of them, just like we got FRSX, stuff like that. Get a couple hundred eventually or something, let it do what it do. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is, now that we went over that, is we went over retractable technologies. They're needles. They're at $20 a share. I want to watch this one because I want to see how the demand is for needles. Like, I don't really know. It was just one of the 20 that I was looking at yesterday, and I had the idea that based on the current medical climate, they probably are using a lot of needles and need replenishing. So this stock could be one worth watching. Now, what I am interested in is what's this one here? It is CTMX, and I want to share this one with you today. And they're like cryptomics therapeutics, right? And here's the chart. And here's what they look like. So today, and it was one of them things where it was like, this is one of the ones that I had my eye on, but like I said, I was kind of busy today, so I only got to grab the 25, and I didn't grab these. But I think they're gonna be fairly exciting long term. So we'll see. I may grab up 100, real quick right after this or something. Got a couple minutes before after hours close. But the thing is, it's at 878. It was up 74 cents on the day, and it's up another 13 cents in the after hours. Now, the reason I like this particular stock, it's one of the ones I came across. I was doing a lot of research over the weekend, like I said. So what they have here that I'm excited about, although they're primarily focused in cancer, right, which is one of those things where it's kind of like not really a big topic, but at the same time, it's a wide topic. You see what I'm saying? So let me just show you what the pipeline looks like, because that's what's really interesting to me. Here's their pipeline, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 different drugs, all in phase 2, right? We got partners that's looking at them or working with them, such as Bristol Myers, AbbVie, Bristol Myers, Amgen, and then they have rights exclusively to a bunch. So with me, for me, just seeing how some of this stuff has worked in the past couple months, having these phases here, real close to phase 2, then you go into phase 3, and then you're into commercial, right? So as these 4 hit announcement points of they're entering different phases, or even some more activity on these down here, they're going to generate more attention, and more people are going to want to invest due to the excitement, depending on the success of the phase trials and activities in the different phases and stuff like that. As long as they're successful, which when you see Bristol Myers, I'm kind of thinking they're backing them for a reason. So you're gonna have a couple opportunities here for some surges in the stock. You're gonna be, by investing in this one, you're gonna be helping people with cancer, right? And once it goes, gets approved, that'll be another jump, and then who knows what it'll do after that. So I want to do some more research on these actual individual product candidates, but just looking at the fact that they have 4, like a lot of places I've seen different pharmaceutical drug companies in the last couple months, and they may have one that's phase 2, or they may have one that's successful already, and then they're working on this one. So I kind of like the fact that they got 4. It's like having 4 shots, you know what I'm saying, at the target. I think they have a good chance of winning, which is why you hear me not as concerned about, the stock went up 74 cents today and we didn't get none of that. That's cool. Let's get in it, because when it goes up, as a result of these activities coming, we'll have a stake in it at that point. So that's what I have for you today. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get all the updates as they come. I need to actually get into these product candidates, because I want to see what makes them unique to judge the value and the estimated impact I think it's going to have on the market. But other than that, they have 4 opportunities here. I think that's really good. Take your time, look into this list here. This is pretty much what we've gone over in the last few weeks. So make your own decisions with that if you like any of those. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I'm got going on. And that's it. Thank you for tuning in the replay. Pasha Paro, Big Board Pep for my peeps.